Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review the Blu Ray and 4K edition of Queen and Slim. If you are new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I'll put out videos every single day. And don't forget, I'm having a contest for a free giveaway copy of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker on Blu-ray / 4K combo pack. In order to qualify, you need to be subscribed to my channel. You need to hashtag MovieGuy365 in the comments section of this video or any video until March 31st. And hey, like the video, and then we'll pick somebody randomly and announce the winner on April 1st, 2020. So good luck. Alright, Queen and Slim is officially here on Blu-ray and 4K. I will of course be reviewing the Blu-ray and 4K picture quality separately. Both share the same audio mix, which is Dolby Atmos, so I'm going to go ahead and put chapter times right over there, and you can skip to the Blu-ray or the 4K portion or whatever you choose, and we'll dive in, we'll do all that fun stuff about picture quality and audio, but before we do anything else, let's do a quick unboxing. Alright, we have the Queen and Slim slipcover edition, and a nice matte finish here. Just the highlights of the border here, which kind of shine. I like the cover, I do. It's very simplistic, but it's a really good looking image. As far as back cover goes here, and then we have our spine, and then of course just, you know, basic information and stuff on the back cover there. And then just artwork on the 4K disc, black background there, so nothing to get too excited about in that regard. So, alright, now let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. I'm happy to say that for the most part, Queen and Slim is a very serviceable presentation on the Blu-ray format. Now, one of the things that I want to point out is a lot of the first half of the movie takes place during nighttime scenes. The black levels, unfortunately, tend to be a little bit on the light side. They're to the point where they're just very elevated. Unfortunately, this is a common thing with 1080p discs. They can't achieve those nice inky blacks, which we'll talk about over on the 4K side of things. But once you get past the nighttime scenes, which are fine, but you'll notice a bit of elevation. But once you get to the second half of the movie, especially daytime and that sort of thing, the disc really shines. I think it's a beautifully rendered picture in those regards. Everything looks very nice in, you know, daytime scenes. I feel that just detail, general color palette, while a bit neutral, you know, kind of a bit muted. It doesn't stick out particularly much, but that's just the style of the film. And it's an overall very good looking disc in as far as Blu-ray quality goes. As I mentioned, just, you know, color levels are a little bit on the muted side. But I think, you know, for the type of filmmaking process that went behind the scenes here, I think it works. I think for the style of the film, Blu-ray 1080p picture is very nice in as far as the back half of the film goes. But, you know, just beware, those nighttime scenes are going to be a little bit bright. You might be able to make some adjustments on your particular set to kind of lessen that effect, but you're definitely going to notice them in this particular presentation. Over on the 4K side of things, as far as picture quality goes, we're given a very nice HDR grading. Those issues I had over on the Blu-ray side of things with the elevated black levels are completely gone. They're appropriately dark, inky blacks. Those look fantastic. Nighttime scenes in the first half of the movie are really just stand out, and they look really good. The movie itself has like a natural look, kind of a muted color tone here, and that stands true on the 4K side of things, especially as you get a little bit over to the second half of the movie. But during nighttime scenes, you have like maybe a lit sign or backdrop, or, you know, the lights from a police car. Those look, you know, appropriately colorful, and they blend, and they're seamless transitions from one scene to the next. As far as, like, you know, if you're like in a nighttime scene, you see like a sign, it just looks great. It's a very nice presentation on the HDR 4K side of things. Skin details, you know, textures, they're okay, they're great. For the most part, I think it's a little soft in a few scenes, but it's like when you get those up close shots, it really stands out. So you get a lot more detail in those regards. And just overall color palette, as I mentioned, is a bit on the neutral side, but it's a very good looking filmic kind of movie. And I think even more so on 4K, that HDR really kind of, as I said, it saves the presentation here. So it's a beautifully looking picture, and I would highly recommend the 4K over the Blu-ray in this particular instance. As for the audio, oh man, we're giving a nice Dolby Atmos track. Over on the digital side, when I reviewed this particular movie on 4K digital, for some reason, they only included a 5.1 soundtrack, and I was very let down. I knew there was more to it. If you're going from, you know, the Blu Ray and the 4K audio, Dolby Atmos comparatively over there, you're going to notice a very, very much of a night and day difference. It just completely comes to life. That Atmos is very good. Now, everything is given a significant bump up, and speakers that didn't have anything to do on that digital side are very active. So let's talk about this dialogue coming through. For the most part, sounds really good. A couple instances where you just couldn't really understand somebody, but that's just the way, you know, there's a lot going on up front. So, you know, sometimes that happens. There's plenty of films that do that. Some pull it off more than others. I feel this does that. It's, you know, in relation to the scene, that particular scenes, but, you know, for what we get, definitely the dialogue coming out of the center channel is good. Front channels sound great. They hold a burden of the action, and I think they do a fine job doing so. The LFE is great. It's really appropriately boomy. It sounds good, and it puts you in the movie. It's a nice. It's aggressive without being overbearing, and I appreciate that about the LFE. It really, you know, it has good levels there. Your surrounds, yeah, those are where everything really comes to life here. You know, you got your mid-level speakers, your rears, and you know, it's mostly relegated for crowd, you know, kind of scenes. Music cues sound particularly well utilizing those surrounds, and I think there's a fair bit of, you know, action and just ambience, and I think it handles it nicely. It's a very good, you know, good audio mix in that regard. And your high speakers have a few things to do. They're not overly aggressive, but they definitely make themselves known, and I think they're handled fairly well for what we get. I'm very impressed with the audio mix. As for the Blu-ray presentation, I'm going to go ahead and give that score an A-. I think it's a very strong, clean looking image. 1080p is handled rather nicely, but it's just a shame that because so much of the movie takes place at night, those black levels, those nighttime scenes, everything just gets elevated to almost kind of like just a distracting level. But for the, you know, it's the limits of 1080p, unfortunately, but that's just one of the things that we have to deal with. But everything else looks great. It's just appropriately clean, beautiful picture towards the back half of the movie, and I think you'll be pleased with the results for the most part. 4K picture quality, I'm going to give that one a solid A. It's strong. The HDR just really enhances things here. Those black levels are nearly perfect. Colors are nice, neutral, just they look good and they contrast well with the rest of the scenes. And as far as detail goes, it's particularly good. Not you know, super strong, but I think it achieves what it sets out to do. As far as the audio mix goes, that's one I'm going to give a solid A. It's strong. It's a really strong mix. There's a lot going on. Ambience, just activity. Everything sounds good. The speakers are all doing their jobs independently, and I feel they strike a nice tone and a balance. And it's I recommend this highly to watch this utilizing any kind of surround sound device you have. I feel that you would lose a little bit watching just directly through your TV speakers. So, you know, my recommendation is enjoy that Atmos mix. It's very good in this particular film. That's my review of Queen and Slim on Blu-ray 4K. Let me know in the comments section if you had a chance to check it out and what your thoughts were. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification to put out videos every single day. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guide 365. I will see you at the movies.